I got this in the mail today. 100k subscribers. Yay. And I wanted to say a massive thank you to all of you guys for supporting me over the past 4 and a bit years on YouTube. I originally started my channel making silly Tiny Planet tutorials because I was getting so many messages in my Instagram inbox that it was just easier to make a video and send that video to all the people on Instagram. And then it just slowly snowballed into this a couple of years later. So yeah, 100k, that's cool. I'm done celebrating. So I thought that I could take this opportunity to share with you guys 10 things I learned over the past few years on my journey to 100k subscribers. There are certain things I wish I'd known early on that would have helped me navigate the waters through to 100k a bit faster and smoother. Number one is it's not about the numbers. Who cares? Honestly, I'm at 100k, but so what? I honestly don't care. It feels exactly the same as it did when I was at 10k, and even when I got to my first 1,000 subscribers, they all feel equally as good. And just aspiring to get to big numbers for no reason in particular isn't a very satisfying destination when you get there. I know having big followings is glamorized, like ooh, but yeah, what if you had 100,000 followers and they all hated you? Something I find much more important than the quantity of the audience is the quality. I would honestly rather have 1,000 quality audience members than 100,000 random people who followed my channel just because I asked them to, or I bought followers or something like that. The numbers don't mean anything unless they're real people and your message is actually connecting with them, because that is the point of building social media profiles online. It's not to get the following and the numbers. It's about the impact you make. It's about the people you help. And it's much better to find 1,000 true fans than 100,000 random people. 2, choose a niche you love and stick to it. So if you're just starting out and you want to get noticed online, you need to become known for something. You can't just be posting on random topics. One day it's photography, the next day you're talking about your love life, the next day after that it's politics. No. People aren't looking for all of those random things from some random person. You need to stick to one topic and one alone. Especially in the early stages, once you become better known, then people care more about your opinions on other things. But when you're just getting going, you need to stick to one topic and explore that topic in as much depth as you possibly can. That's how you build a reputation as an expert in that particular field. And your channel actually has a theme. Think of it like it's an encyclopedia. You need to fill up those pages of the encyclopedia as much as you can and make that encyclopedia as big and in-depth as possible. Don't make it an encyclopedia about everything, because no one's going to read that. And here's something embarrassing. The channel I have right now isn't my first YouTube channel. I actually technically started on YouTube probably 10 years ago, and I went through 4 or 5 different themes before I got to the one I'm at now. The first channel I ever made was doing movie reviews. My first review was of my favorite film, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and I was young and I didn't know how to put sentences together good, and I was like, hello there. Today, I'm going to be reviewing 2001: A Space Odyssey. And as you can imagine, I got a couple of comments on that video, and one of them compared the dude in the video to a chicken McNugget. I retired from YouTube that day. But nevertheless, I came back about 2 years later and started a new channel with a new theme. I thought I would start doing stop motion, where I bought these 2 action figures. One was R2-D2 and one was Donald Trump. And I decided to put them together into these comedy situations that I filmed around my house. And I made them move through stop motion and me just holding the dolls and shaking them. And it was actually a pretty good show. I think I got to about 5 episodes. Although it seemed that didn't really hit the mark, because even to this day, 10 years later, it has about 100 views per episode. My third channel was doing Curb Your Enthusiasm impersonations. Used to love the character Marty Funkhauser. Just loved the raspy sound of his voice.
Don't ever touch my yarmulke. Do you understand?
So I did a couple of Marty Funkhauser impersonations, and yeah, I got probably a few hundred views on those, but yeah, didn't last. And while all of these channels were utter failures, something they did have in common is they all had a strong theme about them. And if I had have kept going to this day, 10 years later, those channels would probably have like 1 million subscribers. So deep down, I regret abandoning them, but at the same time, they weren't exactly what I wanted to do, and the response wasn't really there, so yeah, kind of gave up. The third thing I learned on the way to 100k is be honest. People will find out if you're full of it, if you're making stuff up, if you're biased. It's always going to come out eventually, especially as your following grows. So in every video you make, your reputation is always on the line. And because of that, you have to be extremely honest. You can't be saying something's good if it's not, and you can't be saying something's bad if it's not. You need to do your best to be 100% honest with everything you put out, because people respect honesty and it's what grows your bond with your audience. And some situations mightn't require honesty, like if you're talking about cameras or whatever. But something I make a habit of doing is vocalizing things that I think deep down are the truth, even though other people aren't talking about them. If I feel like something's not quite right, I'll say it. I won't keep it bottled up. I always try my best to call things for what they are, because your reputation is your calling card, and it's very easy to lose your reputation and your trustworthiness. The fourth thing I learned is don't be perfect. This is something that so many people try to be deep down, unconsciously and consciously. It's like they have to say the perfect thing, the perfect words in the perfect order, and the perfect sentences in the perfect order in order to... See, that last sentence wasn't perfect. I had to cut myself off. In order to come across like they know what they're talking about. But in reality, it's imperfection that is more relatable. If you're not perfect, you're like everyone else. Congratulations. Yay. But if you're perfect and everything you have to say is perfect, perfectly spoken, you have every last statistic and number 100% accurate. I mean, yeah, you're accurate. That's great. But you're perfect, and nobody's perfect and you are, so you're not really like anyone else. I actually like making mistakes and saying wrong stuff. I mean, sometimes it can be embarrassing, but I'm only human, right? And so are you, so don't feel like you gotta be perfect. Because often it's the pursuit of being perfect that stops you from making content to begin with. Well, I'm here to say, you're never going to be perfect, so forget about it and just make content. And this also applies to your production value as well. Your shots are never going to be 100% perfect unless you're a channel like MKBHD. Love his videos, but his production level is like next level. But in reality, most of us only have a camera and a room that we're filming in, and we can't create perfect production value every time, and that's okay. Again, imperfection is authentic. As long as it's usable and what you're saying makes a bit of sense, then it's okay. Go for it, publish it. Number 5 is it's not a competition. This is something that is probably more in your head than in reality. Yes, there are heaps and heaps of people on YouTube, but we're not really competitors. I'm not competing against you, and you aren't competing against the next person. Because the thing is, I'm the only Ben Claremont. The next person is the only next person, and you are the only you. I can't compete with you being you, and you can't compete with me being me. And if the way I say and do things resonates with people, it means I've just won the battle of Mr. Ben with Mr. Ben, and that people are following me because I'm me. So it's not like there's only one channel on the whole of YouTube that can be followed. No, people follow and subscribe to hundreds of channels. So even though there may be other competing channels in your niche, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's not a competition. All you need to do is focus on giving value and making your channel as good as it possibly can be. Don't be discouraged if you have a small channel and you feel like there's too much competition in your niche. It can totally be demotivating when you see channels with millions of subscribers and you feel like it's such a big journey and it's so impossible, and yeah, it just demotivates you from even starting. Also, on your pursuit of growing your channel, there's no need to bring anyone else down. You don't need to say bad stuff about other channels, and you don't need to say how great you are. People will get it naturally. They're not dumb. They can figure out if you know your stuff or not. You don't need to knock down everyone else's castle for your castle to be the tallest. Stole that from Gary Vee. It's okay, we're all friends and we're all on the same team. Number 6 is don't take it personally when you start getting negative comments. Now, if your channel starts gaining any momentum at all, let's say you go beyond your first 100 subscribers, you're going to start getting comments on your videos, and eventually, as your momentum grows and your subscribers come in, you're going to get positive comments and you're going to get negative comments, and this is just a part of the game. I know on my channel personally, I get overwhelmingly good comments. It's like 99 and 100 comments is a positive comment, and yeah, it makes me feel great. But then there's one comment that says the most nasty, vile thing imaginable. Mr. Ben, you are a big ugly loser and you don't know what you're talking about. And then I go to my room and start crying how could they say that? And then I stop and think, hey, this person is potentially right. Maybe they've got a point that's valid. Maybe I said something wrong, or maybe I'm coming at my video from the wrong place or whatever. I'm definitely going to do some self-reflection on that. But I get enough satisfaction knowing that these negative people online normally will get what's coming to them. If they're saying nasty things to random people on random websites on the internet, no doubt it's going to come back to bite them somewhere, in some place. I don't know when, I don't know where, but it will. And that one negative comment is the price to pay for getting 99 positive comments. Now look, at the same time, if you're getting 99 negative comments and one positive comment, that's a sign that you should probably reevaluate what you're doing or what you're saying, because you're probably saying something offensive. So always have self-awareness, but at the same time, don't take it personally if people are going to be mean. The next thing I learned over the past 4.5 years is that growth is exponential. It takes forever to get to your first 100 subscribers. Then it takes forever to get to your first 1,000 subscribers. Then it takes forever to get to your first 10,000. And then it doesn't take that long to get to 100,000. This trajectory happens for many reasons, one of which I think the most important is you start getting better at doing and explaining stuff in video format, but also the YouTube algorithm starts picking you up as a serious channel once you've posted enough videos. And then you've also got the momentum of having posted enough videos, had enough comments, likes, to feel motivated to keep posting week after week. And that in turn ticks the needle up and up. I would honestly say it took a similar amount of time it took to get from 0 to 10,000 as it did from 10,000 to 100,000. And that's because of all the things I talked about. I think the most important one is I just got good at doing what I'm doing. After making enough videos, I know how to make them to a decent standard now. I know how to cut to the interesting bits, cut out the boring bits, as well as choosing topics that people are actually interested in. And that's going to be also one of the most important things, is your topic selection. As you get better at selecting topics, that will really help speed the growth trajectory up and up. Number 8 is make content you love. If you're going to be posting online for a long time, for years and years, it needs to be stuff that is sustainable for you. The types of videos you're making, they have to be interesting to you. The subjects, whatever you're making and putting online, it has to be satisfying. And I think it's probably a common thing to get pigeonholed in one thing that you thought originally was your topic, but then you realize later on it wasn't. So maybe you're really good at one thing and you get known for that, but then suddenly you want to do a 180 to talk about something else. Well, that's going to be a bit hard to do later, because the more you establish yourself in one topic, the harder it is to pivot to another. So it's something you really need to think about early on. What is your number one topic going to be for the next few years, or what is the general area of interest, and do that. And it's also important as you progress through your journey to reevaluate if you're enjoying making the content you're making. Is it still satisfying, or does your heart pull you in other directions? Take me for example. I'm known right now as the 360 dude. And yeah, I really enjoy 360 cameras. They're awesome. I think they're the coolest thing potentially ever invented. At the same time though, is it something I want to be talking about forever? Probably to some extent, but I do really want to talk about other topics outside of 360 as well. For me, something that I feel very passionate about is business and helping people create businesses from scratch. Like, how do you start a business with no money and no skills and start and scale a business so that it becomes your full-time thing? And yes, that does include photography and video and virtual tours and 360. But as a teacher, I just get more satisfaction in teaching that than say doing a comparison between two cameras. And look, I know I am pretty good by now at reviewing and comparing cameras, so I probably will keep doing that for a little bit longer, but I don't know if it's going to be super satisfying for me to do forever. Just because I'm good at it doesn't mean I want to keep doing it. So yeah, I guess time will tell on that. But I guess you guys should also expect a little bit of a pivot in the kinds of content I make. I want to make more evergreen content, stuff that will really help you guys and give you practical skills so you can go out into the real world, as opposed to this fake world I'm in right now, and take your skills and go and make money and start a business with them. How cool would that be? Number 9 is monetize. You need to think about your monetization strategies as you get further and further into the game. If you want to create content with the majority of your time, if that's something you're actually interested in, maybe you're not, and that's okay. But if you are planning on being a content creator with the majority of your time, you will need to think about how you'll be bringing in money, because without money, how are you going to eat? How are you going to pay rent? This is essential. So yeah, need to think about your monetization strategies. And if you're going to do this through video content or even through YouTube, you're going to have to consider a couple of different revenue streams. Here are my top 4 revenue streams out of YouTube. One is YouTube ads. You upload a video, you enable ads, and that's it. You get paid a little bit, not much, barely anything. But once you have a following of over 10,000, that's when it starts to turn into like a couple of cups of coffee a day. 2 is sell other people's stuff, aka affiliate marketing. So this is something that's completely free, and there's hundreds of affiliate programs. The most popular one is Amazon, and it's free to join if you mention any kind of product in your videos or you use products to achieve your videos. You can create a customizable link that you put in the description of your video. When people click it, you get a very small, tiny little cut of each sale. And there are heaps of other affiliate programs elsewhere. So there's selling other people's stuff through affiliate marketing. Then there's selling your own stuff. And there's so many things you could potentially sell of your own. You could sell t-shirts, you could sell autographed headshots, you could sell downloads, you could sell videos. There are so many assets you could sell online. And this is a really good one because it means you can more or less keep 100% of the profits. Whereas with affiliate marketing, you're only getting like 2 or 3% a lot of the time. The 4th monetization path is through sponsorship. So once you get big enough and companies can see that you've got an audience, then they'll approach you to do some paid work potentially. But again, this is one you probably need to get to 10K followers first before companies start approaching you. Okay, now for number 10. This is a really important one that I've learned lately, and it's the reason for my absence on YouTube for a lot of this year. And that is, you've got to enjoy life inside and outside of YouTube. I see so many people on YouTube posting as many videos as they humanly can with extremely high production value. They've clearly put a lot of time and effort into all of their videos. And it makes me think, like, do they have any time to themselves at all? Do they do anything they enjoy doing aside from making videos? I mean, videos is definitely fun. I enjoy making videos for YouTube, but there are so many other things in life that are really satisfying. And I've just found personally for me, over the past few months, there are other things that have taken priority. And especially during such a crazy time in history where our amount of variety is just so little, you really need to expand your bubble and do as many different things as you can. So what are some things that make me happy? Well, just walking around taking 360 photos in fun and cool and picturesque locations. Yeah, I really enjoy that. Also enjoy playing a bit of Pokemon Go. I like working out. I like listening to audiobooks and learning new stuff. And I would say probably the thing I like the most outside of making videos is growing my business. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and I can't help but working on my next project, working on my business and scaling up my business, because I find that to be really fun and really satisfying. And for me, it's really important to have all of those things progressing equally, not just working on my content. I want to work on all of those things, which is why I'm level 40 at Pokemon Go, by the way. So yeah, balance is key and happiness is the goal, and it is easy to forget that. And yeah, that's it. That's my list of my top 10 things I learned on the way to 100K. I did actually make another video about YouTube. I'll link it down below or here or there. That also shares other strategies for growing a YouTube channel, particularly when it comes to the technical bits. Okay, so what's next for Mr. Ben? Well, I am gonna still aim to release 1 video a week to YouTube. So if I don't do that, then you can definitely comment and let me know. I've also been super busy updating my Virtual Tour Pro course. If you're into 360 photography and virtual tours, this is a course I've been working on over the past year. It started at just 8 hours long, and now it's like 15 hours. And I've been treating it very much like I treat my YouTube channel, adding regular content almost every single week. So that's something I'm gonna keep doing for the foreseeable future. I'll put a link down there if you're interested in that. And yeah, that's it. Again, I wanna say a big, massive, giant thank you to all of you for all of your support over the past 4 and a bit years. It's been a pleasure. I've loved every second of it, except probably a couple of seconds I didn't enjoy, but for most of it, I enjoyed every second. So yeah, hope this video was helpful, and I hope that you, if you don't already, get the chance one day to do what you absolutely love doing as your main job. And I can say with certainty that I get to do that. And I have each and every one of you guys to thank for that. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.